الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين. حثنا على حب الخير للآخرين. اللهم ربنا لك الحمد. آمنا بك وملائكتك وكتبك ورسلك واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت. ردينا بك ربا وبالإسلام دينا، ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبدك ورسولك ونبيك. فاللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. All praises are due to Allah, the one who urged us to love goodness for others. No Allah, our praise be to you. We believe in you, in your angels and in your books and in your messengers, and the last day, and in faith that is qadr, whether good or bad, we accept that it's all from you. We testify that there is nothing worthy of worship except you, Allah. You are unique in your oneness, and you have no partners in that oneness. We testify that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is your servant and messenger. O Allah, send your peace and blessings upon him and his family, his companions, and all those who follow him in guidance until the last day. أما بعد فأوصيكم عباد الله ونفسي بتقوى الله. قال سبحانه وتعالى: واتقوا الله إن الله عليم بذات الصدور. I advise you as I advise myself, dear servants of Allah, with the taqwa, God consciousness, to reflect on his sayings and his book, in which he says, and fear Allah, be conscious of Allah. Indeed, Allah is knowing of what is in the hearts. أيها المؤمنون، قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لأحد أصحابه: أتحب الجنة؟ قال: نعم. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: فأحب لأخيك ما تحب لنفسك. فالمؤمن الذي يحب لأخيه من الخير ما يحب لنفسه يحرص على نفعه ويكره أن يصيبه ما يكره لنفسه ويرجو له من التوفيق ما يرجوه لنفسه فيدخله سبحانه جنته. Dear brothers and sisters, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam one time said to one of his companions, to the Sahaba, do you love Jannah? Do you want to be in Jannah? And the Sahaba said, yes, Ya Rasulullah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, then love for your brother what you love for yourself. Dear Muslim, the believer, the Muslim, loves for his brother what he loves for himself. The Muslim is keen to benefit his brother whatever he wants to benefit him. The Muslim hates for his brother what he hates for himself. The Muslim is the one who hopes for his brother and sister what he hopes for himself. When we do that, anyone who do that, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah will admit him to Jannah. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحب أن يزحزح عن النار ويدخل الجنة فليأتي إلى الناس الذي يحب أن يطيع إليه فإن حب الخير للآخرين من تمام الإيمان. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever desires to be rescued from the fire of hell and to enter Jannah should do unto others what he wishes to be done to him. The love of good for others is part of our perfect iman, faith. Prophet ﷺ said, none of you becomes a true believer until he or she likes for his brother or his sister what he loves for himself. You are not a believer. These are the words of the Prophet ﷺ. Until you love for your brother what you love for yourself. Now, let's think deeply about this. You can be a Muslim, you go to the masjid, you do everything that is supposed to be done. But then when it comes to your sister or your brother, you're the worst person. Find ways to destroy him or her behind his back. Find ways to destroy her behind her back. Connive with others against him or against her. And you say you're a believer. Listen to what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. If you want to protect yourself from the hellfire, and if you want Jannah, and if you actually want to attest to faith, you are not a believer until you love for your brother, until you love for your sister what you love for yourself. If they do it to you and you wouldn't like it, why do it to him? Why do it to her? We need to examine ourselves, my dear brothers and sisters. We need to examine ourselves. We need to examine the practicality of our iman. It's a different thing to say that I love you, but then go behind you and then try to destroy you. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Al-Muslim akhul Muslim. A Muslim is a brother to a Muslim. He said the honor of your brother or your sister is sacred to you. You do not do anything to go against that honor. We need to start talking more about how we treat one another and begin to see how are we treating one another, because let us be very realistic with one another here, my dear brothers and sisters. We are building a center, a huge center on the south side. If our love for one another and our concern, our true concern and sincere concern for one another is shaky, we can never be successful no matter how big our mosque is. We can have a building, but if there's no love in that building, I'm telling you, it's all for nothing. Let us show love and respect for one another. Treat one another with affection and honor. Hope for one another what is good and what we wish for ourselves. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La yablugu abdun haqiqat al-iman hatta yuhibbu lin-nasi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi min al-khayr." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the servant does not attain the reality of Iman, the reality of faith, until he loves for people. Now, it's not even saying your fellow Muslim brother alone. Say for people what he loves for himself of goodness, which means whether you are at your job, whether you are at your work, whether it's your relationship with others, whatever you do, wherever you are, anything that you know you wouldn't like to be done to you, do not do it to that person. It doesn't matter if the person is not a Muslim. If they do it to you, how would you feel? We have good example in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Abu Zarr, radiyallahu anhu, told him, "Uhibbu laka, inni uhibbu laka ma uhibbu li nafsi." Abu Zarr, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to him and said, "Abu Zarr, I love for you what I love for myself." He didn't have to say that, but he wants to send a message to us. We all know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam loved every Sahaba, and he worked towards it. But for him to take the time to say it to Abu Zarr, he wants to send us a message. Not only do you say it, if you love somebody, let the person know you love him. If you love her, let her know you love her. Don't wait until after that. Then you start coming and talk about what flowers you want to give me. Give me the flowers when I can smell them. Give people their flowers when they can smell the flowers, not after they are dead. Then you come with some, crocodile tears and all these huge flowers that you would never have given that person when he was alive. Death is a reality, and we all know that. وَافْعَلُوا الْخَيْرَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Do good so that you may succeed. My dear brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given us all these examples. We read them, we don't try to follow them. Among the best good that the believer gives to the brother or to his sister is that he rejoices as a blessing that Allah has honored him with. If your brother or your sister has been blessed with something, you rejoice, you're happy for that brother, for that sister, that Allah has given them this success. Allah has given them this new car. Allah has blessed them with this home. Allah has blessed them with this promotion. Allah has blessed them. whatever it is your brother or your sister is achieving, you see it and you are so happy. And I'm talking about sincerely happy for that person. Don't forget, we talked about a brother one time here that Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, this is a man of Jannah. And one of the qualities of that brother, because he prayed like everybody, does everything like everybody. But one of the qualities of this brother is the fact that when he sees his brother or his sister in success, he is very happy and he celebrates for them. He feels as if he's the one who was blessed with that success, and he acts like it. It's one of the qualities that he had. He never looked to bring any brother or sister down. At the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him, even on earth, for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to know this man is a man of Jannah. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأى أحدكم من أخيه ما يؤذيه فليدعو له بالبركة. If one of you sees something with his brother that he admires, let him pray for him. You see your brother with something that is good, don't be jealous. You see your sister having something that is nice, don't be jealous of her. Don't begin to say, and then you start saying all kinds of nasty things about that person just because that person has something you don't have. Let us go back to Nabi Zakaria, alayhi salam. When Maryam, alayhi salam, was with him, and every time he comes home and he finds that she's been fed, she has all kinds of food, he will go and struggle and get all this, what he thought was the best meal for his needs. And he will get home only to find that she has all this, something more special than he could ever think of. And he was like, where is this from? She said, Rabbi, it's from Allah. He gives you whatsoever he wants. Allah is the one who has been feeding me. Ibrahim alayhi salam did not say, Zakaria alayhi salam did not say, jati. Ọlọ́run fún èmi lọ́mọ kankan àbúrò mi tó wá fún wa jẹ́ pé òun lè ná àwọn màláíkà wà ń fún ní ntí wọ́n fún èmi wá ń fún òun èmi tí mo jó òjíṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run. I, a prophet of God, Allah has not been feeding me. I've been struggling, and this my niece, and Allah is feeding her. He didn't say that. What did he do? He said, Allah, by virtue of whatever love, whatever favor you have on this my niece, Ya Allah, answer my prayer and let me have a child. Ofiti etoro fún ẹni. Kò ló máa wọ́rọ̀ tó máa fi bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́. Ó fi tọrọ fún ẹni. When you see your fellow Muslim brother or your sister, even if the person is not a Muslim, is not a sister, but a person, anyone who Allah has blessed with something, what you should be saying in your own private moment is, oh Allah, whatever it is about this person that makes you to bless this person with this, Ya Allah, answer my own prayers too. That's what you should be doing. But not to try to find ways by which you can bring that person down. Because you don't know what Allah is giving you, that others are looking at and they are jealous of too. You don't know. You're just watching. But there are people who just looking at you alone, they hate you. Because you have a certain favor that they wish they have, and you don't even know that you have that favor. Meanwhile, you're busy looking at what Allah has blessed somebody with, and you are jealous, and you are hating that person for no reason. Instead of praying that Allah, by virtue of whatever you bless this person with, bless me also with my own, and open opportunity for me as well. That's what you should be doing. When you see Allah blessing somebody, use it to ask for yourself and pray for Allah to keep on blessing that person. Because the more you pray for that person, the more Allah blesses you too. And whoever loves good for his brother or sister, let him pray for him in his absence. You don't have to tell me that you're making dua for me. The best dua is the one that you did in my absence, behind my back, secretly. دعوة المرء لأخيه بسحر الغيبة مستجابة عند رأسه ملك موكل كلما دعا لأخيه بخير قال الملك الموكل آمين ولك بمثله. The prayer, the supplication of a Muslim for his Muslim brother or sister in his absence, in secret, will certainly be answered. And every time that person makes that dua for his brother or sister for good, every time you make dua for your brother or for your sister in their absence, anytime you pray good for them, the angel appointed for this particular person, the angel who is appointed for this task, will say Ameen. But not only will he say Ameen to the prayer you're making for your brother, but he said, may the same dua be for you too. In other words, when you pray for your brother in secret, your sister in secret, you ask Allah to help them with whatever good, you see your brother, your sister struggling, and you don't want to just, say publicly to them, but you go in your privacy of your room and you notice what they are going through and you keep on making dua for them. When the angels answer that dua, then they say, may you also, all of your problems and all of your shortcomings and challenges, may they also be answered. Islam is so beautiful. Practical ways to be happy. My dear brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. You want to be happy? It is not the amount of money that you have. You can acquire all the material things in this world. I'm telling you, wallahi, that is not happiness. If all of that is what gives happiness, you will not have the highest rate of suicide among white people, especially those in California and Hollywood. If money is what gives happiness, let me tell you what will make you happy. Always make a fellow human being happy. Always make your fellow human being happy. That is the only way you can attain happiness, making others happy. But when you spend your time trying to make life harder for others, well, guess what? Yours will be harder. You would never, never, never attain happiness. Misery loves company, and you will have a lot of company for that. اللهم اجعلنا لغيرنا محبين ولنفعهم مبادرين ووفقنا لطاعتك وطاعة رسولك محمد وطاعة من أمرتنا بطاعته عملا بقولك يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم نفعني الله وإياكم بالقرآن العظيم وبسنة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على من جاء بمكارم الأخلاق وتمامها ورغبنا في حب الخير للآخرين وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم التقابل. أيها المؤمنون، إن من مراتب حب الخير للغير أن يحفظ المؤمن أخاه في غيبته ويرد عنه ما يسوءه. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من رد عن إرد أخيه رد الله عن وجهه النار يوم القيامة. صدق الرسول. All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Praise and peace be upon him and the Prophet be upon the Prophet ﷺ, who came with noble and perfect morals and urged us to love goodness for others, and upon his family, companions, and all those who follow them to the day of reckoning. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to love one another for good. For indeed, from the love of good to others, the believer protects his brother in his absence, and he prevents harm that will come to him. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من رد عن إرد أخيه رد الله عن وجهه النار يوم القيامة. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if a Muslim defends his brother's honor in his absence, Allah will protect his face from the fire of hell on the day of judgment. You are sitting somewhere and he says something negative, nasty about your brother, your sister, and you defend them. You defend their honor. You refuse to add to what they are saying. You said, no, not him, not her. Instead of, you defend their honor, even if it is not true, but you defend their honor in their absence. Anyone who does this, listen to what is promised. Yom al-Qiyamah, Allah said, I will protect you from the hellfire. If for no other reason, at least we can be selfish, right? Be selfish. Because I don't want to be in the hellfire. So if I have to defend your honor, and that is what will give me Jannah, why not do that? The believer, you hope good for others. Whether it's your employee at a job, whether as a teacher and you have students, whether you are a student and you have your teacher, whether with colleagues, every member of your family, every person you meet and deal with, in every way, shape, or form, in all matters of life, love for others what you love for yourself. Let us be keen on loving the good for all people and doing them a favor. And let us make that a culture in our life. And let's raise our children on that. This will result in goodness, happiness, progress, and leadership in our society. If we don't destroy others in the presence of our children, and we always say goodness about others in the presence of our children grow up respecting those people. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. ورضي اللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن تائب الأكرمين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وعن سائر صاحبة الأكرمين. اللهم إنا نسألك من الخيرات أوفرها ومن الأخلاق أكملها ونسألك السعادة في الدنيا والفوز في الآخرة. اللهم ارحم المسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. عباد الله اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروا على نعمه يزدكم واخر دعوانا ان الحمد لله رب العالمين واقم الصلاه ان الصلاه تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر